Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to a news update on the channel today, guys, as we are going to be looking ahead and really discussing the feeling at this club ahead of such an important summer transfer window. We're also going to be talking about Ferran Torres, about his situation right now, and I think that is something that really does need discussing. We do need to address that, and there is a lot of discussion about him right now, plus another winger. Raphinha is also on the agenda today. His future will be decided within the next 7 days. Will he sign for Barça or won't he? We're going to be discussing it all. Coming right up for you. Remember, guys, if you are enjoying the video, a like is always appreciated. And with that said, let's get to it. And I do just want to start, guys, by saying that obviously in yesterday's game against Getafe, Barça certainly didn't wrap up second place in any sort of style. We all know that wasn't a good performance. It wasn't really a good mindset going into that game. We settled very much so for a point. But what I think we have to make sure of here is that that doesn't take anything away from the incredible job that Xavi and his staff have done since arriving at the club. The way they've managed here to completely transform our team and indeed our season to achieve second place. That is an absolutely incredible recovery. And although it hasn't been, sparkling over these past few weeks in terms of the performances, in terms of the results as well at times, there has been a feeling of just coasting our way through these final matches. But I think what we have to do also is say, you know what? We did what we had to do. And now we can still be very, very optimistic heading into this summer. Because we have qualified for the Champions League. We knew we had to do that. That was a necessity. And we've done that. We've now added second place to that. We've got that extra prize money. And we have done everything that was required to have a really good and strong summer transfer window. And we are ready now to tackle that head on. And I think looking at the team, not only in yesterday's game, but also in a few of the performances before that, I do genuinely expect, and I do truly believe, that come next season, the first game of next season, I do think our team is going to look radically different. I don't just think we're going to see a few tweaks here and there. I think in terms of mindset, I think in terms of the mentality and motivation, there's going to be a huge change. We are going to see big changes, and of course, in personnel too. Because when Xavi was asked yesterday about the future of several of his Barcelona players after the game against Getafe, he did say, we're going to speak to all of our players in 2 weeks' time. He said in that time, we're going to be clear with each and every one of them. And he made a real emphasis there that we can't afford to wait around. We have to make sure that we get off the mark quickly and efficiently this summer. And these are huge weeks to come. Massive weeks and months for Xavi, for Joan Laporta, the president, and undoubtedly for Mattia Almani, who I think will need to work again some of his transfer window magic this summer. But we do indeed have to move on and talk in some detail about Ferran Torres right now, because that is one player who, I just want to put it out there, he's not going to be leaving this summer. I have had a lot of people asking me, can we sell him this summer? Is there a chance to actually get rid of him already? But look, guys, we're not going to get rid of him this summer. We haven't even started paying for him yet. Our first instalment there is due to Man City this coming summer. And of course, Ferran is going to get more time. And of course, there is no chance of his exit. But I think it is fair to say, and I think it is perfectly fine to say, that as of yet, he has not performed as we expected in a Barcelona shirt. For the amount of money that we're going to pay, it's important to stress that we haven't paid that yet. It's going to be paid over several years. But of course, for that kind of transfer fee, it's as simple as saying he hasn't lived up to that yet. And it's exactly the same when we talk about people like Dembele, Coutinho, Griezmann. When you make big signings, when you make that big outlay, they come then with that weight of expectation. And you as a player, even though you didn't set that price, you need to perform. And especially given our financial situation right now, the money that we do pay out, the signings that we do make, of course, we need results. But what I think we have to do, not only as a club, but also certainly as a fan base, I think we do have to give Ferran more time. And look, he is going to be given that. Like I say, he's not going to be leaving this summer. We're going to give him more time to come through and show that quality at this club. And I don't think it would be in anyone's interest here to just write him off, to say, okay, that's a failed transfer. Because like I say, all of our money right now is so precious. Every signing we make, they have to be an important one. And for that reason, we do have to try and get the best here out of Ferran Torres. However, what I would also say, though, is that recently there has been for me too much of an emphasis on forcing it from Xavi, because I can perfectly understand why people are saying, how on earth is Ferran playing so many minutes? How is he always in the team? And I don't understand it either. I do not get that at all. Because for me, it's not even helping him. It's not actually saying here, well, the more and more minutes that Ferran is getting, he's getting better, he's improving, it's good for him, Xavi is helping him. Because honestly, he's not. Everything we're seeing right now at the end of the season, all of those minutes that he's getting, it's actually working against him. Ferran has been getting worse because of that confidence draining. Because actually I feel he's getting more and more burnt out. And you look at him in yesterday's game, he looks like he's running on empty. He hasn't got that spark as when he first arrived. He's not making the same sort of runs, and that is why for me he just needs to get to the summer break. And I think once he does, we need to see him recharge his batteries over the summer. He needs a full summer off there to prepare himself and get ready for next season. And then what I think is vital is that pre-season period. He didn't, of course, have that when he came in January. I think in the summer, it is going to be so key to have him in and around the team, finding his best physical shape, getting that sharpness back again, and basically to understand how to play in this Barcelona team. Because believe me, we do need more from him. But indeed, guys, if we do move on to another winger, and let's talk now about the Brazilian Raphinha, because Fabrizio Romano widely reported there that everything between Raphinha and Barça, it is done. It is complete. Raphinha would, in principle, sign on a 5-year deal until 2027. The player himself is really keen to make the move. He wants to join Barca, even despite interest from elsewhere. And the situation that we find ourselves in now is very similar to the Lewandowski one, whereby all that's missing is that agreement between the two clubs. Because of course we know, we've spoken about it many times recently, that it all depends on Leeds' future in the Premier League. Because if they are relegated from the top flight, there'll be a 25 million release clause in Raphinha's contract that will become active if they go down. And this weekend in the relegation battle, there was yet more twists and turns. Leeds actually managed to get themselves out of the relegation zone. They scored there in the 92nd minute against Brighton. They find themselves 1 point outside Burnley, drop in. But as you can see there, Leeds have now played a game more than Everton and indeed Burnley. And there's a massive day coming on Thursday when it comes to Raphinha's future. He won't be involved, as will not Leeds, but Everton play at home against Crystal Palace, and crucially, Burnley will travel to Aston Villa, and Burnley, I feel, in that game really do need to pick up something if they are going to survive, because on the final day of the season, Arsenal host Everton. That could be a huge game for both teams. Leeds go away to face Brentford, and Burnley will be at home against Newcastle on that final day, which will decide who stays up and who goes down. But of course, guys, in the eventuality that maybe Leeds do stay up, if they do manage to remain in the Premier League, a lot of people are asking, could Barca still sign Raphinha? Would we still go through with the deal and sign him for more money? But honestly, right now, guys, I would say it would be unlikely, because I think if Leeds do stay up, then there's no clause in his contract, which basically then gives Leeds the power to demand whatever they want for him. He is then under contract for another 2 more years, and I think then you'd be looking at least double the price to what we're talking about right now, which I think then would probably price him out, almost certainly price him out of that move to Barca. Which is why, again, it is unfortunately, I don't want to root for it, I don't like rooting for it, but it is simply the case that Leeds must go down. They must get relegated if Raphinha is going to make that move to Barca, because that 25 million euro fee, it's a bargain price. It would be an absolutely stunning deal for Barca, but only time will tell if it's going to happen. So please, guys, do leave your thoughts in the comments down below on the day of Barca news today. What are your feelings ahead of the all-important summer transfer window to come? What do you think there of Ferran Torres' situation right now? And what are you hoping to see from him next season? And of course on Raphinha, do you believe that Leeds will stay up, or will they go down? And his move to Barca could be confirmed. Please do let me know all of those thoughts in the comments down below. There will be more videos coming, both here and on More Talk FCB. Thanks as always for your fantastic support, guys, and for joining me here today. But until next time, as always, Visca! Help!